Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to introduce to you Ndavi Nokeri, who is from Gavaza village in Tzaneen in Limpopo. She was crowned Miss South Africa 2022 on Saturday last week. She joins us in studio to talk about her win and her plans for the future. Sisi Abshane.
Hi.
Minjani. A big congratulations to you. I mean, when you see that, what comes to mind? Can you believe it?
I literally can't believe it. Like, all the emotions come back to me as if it happened yesterday. And today actually marks a week ago that I was crowned Miss South Africa. Yeah. It's so surreal.
Sure. And how has life changed, if at all, in that week?
It's been a very busy week, but it's been amazing. I've gotten to have such incredible conversations, gotten to meet amazing people. Even sitting here today, this is new, this is huge, and I'm so happy to be here.
And we're so proud of you, and a big congratulations. I mean, you're from Gavaza village in Tzaneen in Limpopo. Tell us about your background and growing up in Gavaza.
Yeah, so I grew up in Gavaza, beautiful village, very small village. Everybody lives so close to one another, so every community member feels like family. Had an ordinary upbringing. I remember we'd get dressed ready just to go play outside in the red soil of Gavaza. I don't know if you've been there, but the soil is so red that the moment you step outside, you get dirty. And yeah, it was very good growing up. I come from a very big family, and so I got to learn a lot and draw strength from my older brothers and sisters.
Ordinary upbringing, but a very extraordinary somebody. And these are your words, right? When you were asked a question, you said, we cannot say we are moving forward as a nation while half of the country is still getting left behind. 50% of our country is still living below the poverty line, and it is our responsibility to ensure that we create a sustainable, innovative, and most importantly, an inclusive South Africa that we can all live in. What informed this?
I think it really comes from where I come from and my background. So as a woman who grew up in Gavaza village but was afforded the opportunity to go and attend schools in town, I got to see the difference between the quality of the education that I was getting versus my peers back at home. And so for me, I noticed that there's a great and unfair divide. And so seeing that, because I think education is where people really get the opportunity to break away from that poverty cycle. And so that's where that stemmed from, to want to bring along everybody else, because it creates this great divide in our country when they're not afforded the same opportunities or the resources that they need to become successful in their futures and their careers. Yeah.
And with that knowledge, right, and with everything that you have achieved, and you're still yet to achieve. You're now an ambassador for brand South Africa. How important is it that you actually go back to where you come from and you lift as you rise, if you will?
Yes, I think it's so important to ensure that we implement initiatives, that they get skills development programs. I think one important thing that helped me as a woman was knowing that after school I also get to engage in after school activities that really broaden my opportunities for myself and build my confidence, because it's not just about the content that you learn in a textbook, you know. It's really about shaping and creating a conducive environment for the holistic development of learners. And so I think it's going to make such a huge impact for us to go back and make sure that we bring them along for our society.
Sure.
Yeah.
You spoke about your big family. I'd like to find out about your mom, your dad, your siblings.
Yeah.
I mean, the relationship that you have.
My family is very, very supportive. Shane, they've walked this journey with me from the beginning. Even before I ever dreamt of being Miss South Africa, they already wanted it for me. And both my parents are pastors, actually. And so they really instilled those values of just building a relationship with God, which has really helped me in my faith journey. And I think if you're going to go for such a big dream, you really have to have a call or something that you stand firm on. And for me, that is God. That is where I draw my strength from. And I learned that from my parents.
Sure.
Yeah.
And moving forward, I mean, what is it that you are expecting, or the kind of impact that you would like to make? I hear you're very passionate about education, about equality as well.
Yeah. So for me, it's really about eliminating the information barriers that exist, because that is something that I've also seen, that these learners don't even know what opportunities are there for them. And so really eliminating the information barriers and increasing computer literacy. I mean, we are moving forward as a nation in terms of the fourth industrial revolution. You know, everything is now getting digitalized, and so we need to ensure that they also are computer literate, and ensuring that they get the necessary resources. It's very important to ensure that these learners have every single tool and they are equipped to fully step in and exploit every opportunity that we do at the end of the day give to them.
Sure.
Yeah.
They say with every level there's a new devil.
Yeah.
And as you work or walk this journey, it is important to have the right kind of people around you, because not everyone that is with you is for you. How do you protect your peace of mind?
So I think firstly the Miss South Africa organization is so strong in supporting women. I think they fully understand what it means to really push women empowerment, and it's more than just giving someone opportunities but also giving them that emotional support. So I'm grateful for the team that I have. But for myself, as I've mentioned, I really stand firm in God and in my faith, and so every single morning, that's how I start off my mornings, through prayer and reading the Bible, and also just journaling, you know, just seeing how I'm feeling, checking in with myself, because like you're saying, you really have to check in with yourself, and you cannot pour from an empty cup. And so I always ensure that I fill my cup first before I can step out and pour into other people.
Sure.
Yeah.
What makes you just relax and maybe just shut down and you know, close everything off? Like you said, sometimes you have to sit with yourself and be with yourself and say,
really, it's those moments where I either dig into a book. I love reading, and so I'll dig into a self-mastery books where they normally always speak about just having that moment alone, you know, having that peace of quiet, shutting down the rest of the world, turn off your social media and just think to yourself, where am I? How do I feel about what is happening in my life? Because you really have to know how you yourself are processing everything, because everyone can be celebrating with you, but if you yourself don't know what it means to you, it's hard to really step out and be the best person that you can be.
Absolutely. Your word to somebody that is watching you right now, young and old, who is actually thinking, sure, what a wise young woman, what a beautiful young woman, but also with a big heart. How do I even hold on if somebody is just thinking, sure, this is too much, just life is too much for me?
Yeah. I've been there as well, where I feel like, you know, there's so much going on in this world, and you ask yourself, where do I fit into the world? But I think what really helped me was really remembering why I want to do certain things. I always say that we were created for a purpose so much bigger than ourselves, and in times where I doubt myself, I remember that in me continuing and stepping into my purpose, I bring so many other women along. You know, someone's always watching, whether you're a mother, a sister, there's always someone who's looking up to you to make a difference in their life. So always remember that it's not just about you, it is about the little girl that is looking at you, you know, your brother as well. I mean, the males as well, they need inspiration. And so just remember that when you step out, you set so many other people free to also follow their dreams.
Sure. And lastly, your message to your mom and your dad.
Well, if they're listening, I really just want to say thank you to my parents. Honestly, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. They've always encouraged me to go for every single dream that I wanted, and sometimes it was a lot. I would go for netball games, you know, academic things, and they would always show up for me and just say, do everything that you want to do and just do it with excellence. And so thank you, Mom and Dad. It is because of them that I am here today.
Sissy Akensa, we are with you all the way. A big congratulations. So, Ndavi Nokeri, Miss South Africa 2022.